Thank you, and I feel greatly honoured to be here today to see this idea realised. And this idea came from a little girl who's not so little now, Rosie Fitzpatrick. In fact, this is the little girl, Rosie. And the innocence of children's questions never ceases to amaze me. And she asked her father, as he was shown her various statues and sculptures around the city, she asked him where the Hillsborough one was, and he said it's at Anfield. And she said, no, where is the one in the city centre? And he said there isn't one. So she went home and drew a picture and decided there should be one. And then her father contacted the Justice Campaign, and we had mooted the idea of a monument or some sort of memorial over the years, as had other people. But the idea seemed so poignant, and it was fitting. We do have the eternal flame at Anfield, and it's a well-respected memorial to the dead. But we felt that it wasn't being grandiose to have a tribute in the city centre, a city that is so popular, not just with its inhabitants, but with tourists also. And we felt it was important that people could come and pay their respects. It was a big task. In fact, it was a monumental task to try and raise the funds. John Fitzpatrick, Rosie's father, put me in touch with Tom Murphy, the artist, who is also here today and who will speak in a few moments. And Tom came to our meetings and we bandied ideas around, and we commissioned Tom to make a model, and we liked the model, so he said yes, we'll go for it. And I have to thank Joe Anderson personally for being at the forefront of getting behind us right at the start, and on his behalf the council donated £25,000, which did kick-start and gave the ball rolling. The other person I'd like to single out and thank is the former Director of Communications at Liverpool Football Club, Jen Chang, because Jen, from when he came to the city, made great efforts to meet with us and to actually find out what the campaign was about. And on the back of that, he went away to the American owners and argued with them why they should contribute, and they similarly donated £25,000. So we had £50,000 under our belt thanks to Joe Anderson and Jen Chang and their officers. So from then on it snowballed. The diaspora of Liverpool fans around the world came up trumps once again, as they always do. They have never left us alone. All the years of campaigning, they've been here with us, and they came right across the world with donations. And as a campaign, we put in a substantial amount of money because we believed in it and we felt we should do that, and we wanted this realised. And there are so many people here today who've played a pivotal part in the campaign over 24 years, and it's 24 years tomorrow since that fateful day. But I would just like to single out two people who aren't here, and on a personal level I find it really sad that families, Hillsborough families, have along the way they have lost loved ones, they've lost husbands, wives, sons, daughters, aside from the disaster, and I would argue that they've lost them prematurely and as a consequence of the disaster. But most recently we lost John Glover. And John Glover was my mentor. I make no excuses for saying that. John Glover was a working class Liverpool man who knew the truth when he saw it and knew when the wool was being pulled over his eyes. And he fought relentlessly. He wouldn't take what the authorities said and take it at face value. Likewise, Anne Williams. We hoped Anne Williams would be here today, but she is too ill to attend. These are two people who have paid the ultimate price for standing alone and standing apart, and not accepting from the very beginning what the establishment has to say. And they weren't always popular for that, let's be straight about this, but their honesty shone through and was enduring, and over 24 years they never gave up. Anne, in the last stages of her life, is still fighting. And when in December the inquest verdict was overturned, that was the second time I'd been in that court with Hillsborough families. The first time was in 1993 with 6 brave families who were prepared to stand alone and go for judicial review to quash the verdicts. The next time, in December, when they were quashed, the intervening years had taken their toll. Anne Williams was there in her wheelchair, looking very frail. John Glover was too ill to attend. That's the price these people have paid. That's the price for truth and justice, and that is what people are prepared to do for truth and justice for their loved ones. And I see this monument here today as a fitting tribute, not just to the dead, and we remember them every day, their names are on that monument, but also to the thousands of survivors who suffered that day and continue to suffer, many of whom have taken their own lives along the way. And it's also an indication and a reminder of the strength and courage that is part and parcel of the inhabitants of this city. People in this city have a strength that other cities don't have. Never forget that. We are courageous people, and when people walk past this, and I hope you do walk past it and take time out to remember the 96 that died, but also take time out to remember your own strength, because quite frankly, if it wasn't for the strength shown by the people of this city, that wouldn't have been here today, and more importantly, the truth wouldn't be out, and we wouldn't be on our way to finally 24 years of justice. So, all I would like to say is to thank everyone who donated, from the £25,000 to the single pounds thrown into a donation bucket. You've all played your bit. You've all played your bit in the fight for justice over the years. And please continue to support us until Hillsborough goes down in history for what it was: the unnecessary deaths of 96 people caused by the state. And don't ever let that happen again. Yay! Justice for the 96.
Yay! Thanks, Sheila. Thank you for